This is the most shocking ending to a baseball game that I have ever witnessed. We have never seen this before, and Dodger fans around the world are definitely concerned. Hey, this is Mike Nelson of Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost 13% of the ones that are watching these videos who have already subscribed, but 86% you have not hit that subscribe button yet. Make sure to subscribe. I want to thank, of course, we almost have a little over almost 800 subscribers right now, so thanks for the ones that are subscribing. But help me and Brad J out, a couple cool Dodger fans who bring you everyday Dodger videos, and hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Of course, the Dodgers don't bunt at the end of the game, and they lose tonight's game against the San Diego Padres on a triple play. Yes, that's right. A triple play ends tonight's game, and just frustrating loss, to say the least. A massive loss because, of course, as we know, this series is going to decide most likely who is going to win the National League West divisional title. That's what both teams are playing for at this time. Dodgers already have clinched a playoff spot. San Diego still trying to win the division, have not yet clinched a spot, but this is a really bad loss. San Diego is now 2 games behind the Dodgers right now, 2 games back with this win. And what were the Dodgers doing there at the end? I mean, Jerry Harrison Jr. on the postgame just spoke right now in Spectrum Sports in LA, still got the TV on. And he just said it flat out. Why did the Dodgers not bunt the ball there with Miguel Rojas up, as we know is a number 9 hitter? He is not one of the Dodgers' top hitters, and inexplicably didn't bunt, which is crazy. Now, Rojas did mention in the postgame that on the first pitch he did get a bunt, sign from the dugout, but then on the second pitch he was allowed to hit, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about it. This goes back, as a fan base, we have had this happen over and over again. Bad decisions by Dave Roberts. The guys on TV are not going to tell you that because they work for the Dodgers, but the guy to blame is Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts continues to make bad decisions in the biggest games, and once again has blown it again. And this is a disastrous decision. The Dodgers had Ohtani coming up after Rojas, basically, with nobody out. It was first and second with nobody out in the 9th inning, trailing 4-2 in a crucial moment. You have to have Rojas bunting there. As Jerry Harrison says there on the postgame, even if Rojas doesn't get the bunt down, let's say he pops it up, he strikes out, you still have Ohtani coming up with first and second and now 1 out. And even if Ohtani gets walked, you have Mookie Betts coming up. This is the heart of the lineup coming up. And to allow Rojas to swing away on that at bat is absolutely ridiculous. Now, who made the decision to have him bunt? Obviously, Garcia Parra Nomar Garcia Parra on the post-game tried to talk about. He mentioned, well, maybe the analytics basically tell you to have Rojas swing there. And Jerry Harrison said, no, stop. This is baseball. And I have to agree with Jerry Harrison. This is baseball, and you have to lay down the bunt there with, first and second, nobody out. It's absolutely ridiculous what the Dodgers are doing here. Obviously, it's a front office decision, or it's Dave Roberts once again making bad decisions in the biggest moments. And that's why you always see on social media so many fans angry at Dave Roberts, basically blaming him for a lot of the Dodgers' losses throughout the years. And they have some truth to it. You have to have some, credibility here. And the Dodgers have a lot of pressure this year to win a World Series, to win the division, of course. Not winning the division this season will be an absolute failure for this team if they do not win the division this week. It will be an absolute failure and could potentially decide the fate of this team, because they will have to play in a wild card series next week with an already depleted starting pitching rotation, and they just cannot afford to be playing in that series. They can't afford that. They need to get the first round bye. They know it. Everybody in the organization knows that right now. They are fighting to get the division, to get the first round bye, because it is essential with the way this rotation is currently set up. And I just wanted to clarify, I made a mistake earlier. The Padres did clinch a playoff spot today with the win. They are, of course, clinched now, but they're still fighting for the National League West. Just wanted to make that quick correction. In the heat of the moment, you just get kind of out of it. But anyway, the Dodgers, I don't understand what they're doing there. You have to bunt the ball there. You have to bunt. I mean, there's nobody out. You have Ohtani coming up potentially. Well, you wouldn't say potentially in the moment. You think, yeah, Ohtani is going to come. I mean, who would have thought he would ground to third base, the worst spot he could have gone to, and that leads to a triple play. Rojas doesn't have the legs to beat that throw out. That's why they're able to go to, step on third, go to second, and go to first to get the triple play. It's absolutely unacceptable that Rojas was allowed to bat there in that moment. And this game, is hopefully not the beginning of a collapse this week, because that's what it could be. Winning this first game would have really changed things for the Dodgers. It would have really put them in a better spot, just one win away from the National League West title. And now they're still 2 wins away with 2 games left against San Diego. And, it's a really tough situation. Now, San Diego, of course, as we know, is celebrating right now, clinching a playoff spot. So, maybe that's, we'll see how that affects them. It's hard to come back after celebrating, after going crazy in the dugout, in the clubhouse, I should say, and play another meaningful game. So we'll see if we see the same, intensity or the same, desperation that the San Diego Padres had today. They might not bring that tomorrow. You got to hope for that. You got to hope the Dodgers play better tomorrow, because today the offense really struggled in a big way. Right? Can't even find the batting stats here. Here we go. It was a struggle for the lineups. The lineup today, the batting lineup today was definitely a struggle. Had a lot of opportunities with runners in scoring position, and they were just not able to get it done throughout the day, throughout the night, and that's what ends up costing them really in the end. Because you think about it, had the bases loaded. What was it? The second inning, had first and third in the first. Gotta remember the Dodgers scored their run on an unearned, on an error. Xander Bogaerts throws a ball into the dugout. And that was, of course, the first run the Dodgers scored. The Dodgers didn't score that second run until the 9th inning. So that was the only run for a long time. And then the second inning had the bases loaded, couldn't score, and they didn't have anybody really on base until, the 6th, 7th inning. The San Diego pitching completely shut this offense down, which is kind of unacceptable because this is the best lineup in baseball. And, we've seen this before with this team, how they cannot hit in the biggest games. In the playoffs in the last 2 years, we've seen it against Arizona last year, and then the year before against San Diego. The lineup, the hitters just do not step up. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, they were not. Freddie Freeman stepped up 2 years ago, but last year was nowhere to be seen along with Mookie Betts, and today was more of the same. Ohtani led off the game with the ground rule double. And that was kind of the highlight of the offense until the 9th inning, where, of course, everything just came apart with a poor decision from the coaching staff, front office, whoever made that decision, really dropped the ball today. And, it ends up costing the team because Ohtani would have come up there and we don't know what would have happened. Or, Ohtani, let's say he doesn't get a chance to bat. You have Mookie Betts coming up, and that's you don't know what can happen. Anything can happen there, and it's just unacceptable. Really, really, not happy today with the Dodgers and the decisions they made today. It is a frustrating night to say the least. And Landon Knack was awful today. It looked like a pitcher that was just not major league ready at all. 4 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs. Jay Cronenworth hit a 2-run homer off this guy. Jay Cronenworth, like Joe Davis mentioned on the broadcast, hasn't had an RBI since August. He had 3 today. I mean, you cannot let a hitter like that, who's basically gone cold, get a 2-run shot on you like that off a terrible pitch that was just left up. It just, man, Landon Knack just looked like a pitcher kind of like we've seen Bobby Miller the last few starts. Just a pitcher that doesn't belong in the big leagues right now and needs more time to get better in the minor leagues. But unfortunately, with all the injuries this team has, they are now resorting to players that are probably should not even be playing in the major leagues. And it is a tough situation. And now tomorrow you have Jack Flaherty, who this is the biggest game of his career. This is the biggest game in Jack Flaherty's career tomorrow night. The biggest game. Jack Flaherty is basically given the ball tomorrow in a situation, he's basically the ace on this team along with Yamamoto, which is kind of hard to believe it. And Jack Flaherty has never been in that situation in his career. So this is the biggest game for Jack Flaherty in his career. And the Dodgers are really going to need a big performance from Flaherty tomorrow if they want to have a chance to win this game. And, if they don't win tomorrow, it's going to be down to 1. And the Padres have Joe Musgrove on Thursday, an elite pitcher for this team. And the Dodgers are going to have Walker Buehler. I mean, it could get ugly if the Dodgers don't win tomorrow because Thursday, we know who's going to have the pressure to win on Thursday, and it's the Dodgers. Dodgers getting potentially swept in this series could be absolutely devastating for their hopes of winning a World Series, which is what a lot of fans have hoped for all season with the acquisitions that they've made. Losing the division on the last week could be absolutely devastating, and they really need a win tomorrow. So, hopefully things turn around. Make sure to subscribe, and as always, let's go Dodgers.